My name is Cayce Zavaglia, and I'm an artist and painter and embroiderer. The work that I'm producing for CAM is something that I've wanted to do for a really long time. So I'm going to have embroideries and small gouache paintings and large, what I'm calling verso paintings, just to really kind of put on the table a dialogue about both sides to ourselves that we all have. This other side that we have that's represented by this other side of the embroidery is very knotted and messy, and I'm kind of in a way trying to find the beauty in that, but also just put it out on the table because I think we can all relate to that side. My work has always been about having a portrait of some kind and having some kind of intrigue as far as how the work is constructed, because I feel like even if someone isn't drawn to portraiture, they might be drawn to how the work's constructed. So I've always tried to keep both of those things simultaneously interesting. So the subjects are all my friends and family. I found that sometimes I will do a person's portrait for a particular reason, like they're going through a life change or something in their life that's making me think about them a lot, and it's kind of a way to think about that person and what they're going through. And then sometimes it's just just kind of documenting the people in my life. So I'll start with I'll do a photo session with someone and take like 100, 150 photos and kind of narrow it down to the piece that I want. And then I will have the image transferred to just onto the linen, so that the image is actually printed on here, pretty much like a traditional tapestry or embroidery or something. But it pretty much doesn't give me any information as far as like color or direction to sew. So I then work from the photo to create a drawing on top of the piece and begin sewing. So I'm kind of obscuring the image at the same time I'm trying to build the image up. And the backgrounds are all, like I said, acrylic, which has been layered up and distressed and sanded before I even start the embroidery. And then that's what these silhouettes are for, kind of mask off the area that's going to be sewn. And then the actual sewing on the small pieces takes about 8 weeks to sew. It was very frustrating at first when I was starting to sew because I was kind of teaching myself embroidery as I was starting these, and I was so used to painting, and so if I wanted a particular color, it was about mixing that color. And with these, there's only a set number of colors, and so it was about creating a system of laying the thread down to create the illusion of a color. So this is where I sew. I use DMC thread and silk and a little bit of wool in the paintings. And like silk, I've learned, is really like smooth. It's like sewing with butter. But the shine is very problematic, especially for portraits. It can look a little creepy. So so pretty much I use DMC thread, which is, you can purchase at any craft store. My embroideries, when I started out, they were actually a little bit just under life size, and I was only producing about 2 or 3 a year just due to the amount of time that the pieces took. I didn't even notice this back image that was developing as I sew. I never documented the image. I just really didn't look at it. And a couple years ago, I happened to turn it around and look at the image and wondered how could I be missing this.